Hello everyone, welcome back to Dexfield Mark II this time. So, as you saw from my last video, I went about ripping up absolutely everything. I just wasn't happy with the layout as a whole, because it was just a single track branch line with a station with a passing loop and, you know, a bit of a good yard, and that was it. So it was kind of limiting to run, and I never found myself sort of wanting to come up here and just run trains or anything because of it. So I decided it was time for a change, which was painful to do considering how I had built all the track by hand, you know, threading each chair onto the rail and cutting out every single sleeper. Yeah, it was a tough decision, but I think it was the right decision. So, as you can see from the view here, the very messy, very messy loft, because trying to find places to put everything is an absolute nightmare. You can sort of see that the fiddle yard has also been ripped up. So what I'm going to do with this is try and reconfigure it for a sort of mainline, two-way mainline sort of running. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, because over on this sort of side is where the main lines are going to come out. So because I can't, due to space constraints, I can't sort of bring it out in the middle and then just fan out from there. So it's going to take some configuring, and the track that's sort of on this sort of side, going sort of this way towards the camera, that will have to probably be a lot smaller in size. So that's going to really take some configuring to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. But that's that. So what I'll do now is I'll turn the camera around and I'll start showing you the rest of the plan. Okay, so from where the camera last was, it's going to come out the fiddle yard there. So I'm thinking sort of two sort of curved points to try and sort of maximise the amount of space. And then where you see this box here, it's probably going to be like a tunnel exit, and then the hillside's sort of going to follow it around just to sort of like hide all that bit, just like that. That's one thought. The other thought is a road bridge, but I don't know whether I want to try and squeeze in a level crossing or not. It's going to be a bit tight on this side because I can't extend this station bit in either direction really. So as you can sort of probably see here on the world's quickest tripod, that is where this sort of station is going to end, and then right there is where the curve's going to begin into the fiddle yard. So I don't know if I'll be able to fit in a level crossing or not. Yeah, I don't know yet. I'd like to, but I don't know if I could fit it in. So it's going to come out of the tunnel or whatever, into the station. Now, ignore some of the plans being slightly wonky and stuff. I've just sort of laid it out roughly. This station will hold one train and 4 coaches. So the idea is big express trains, if I can get the fiddle yard space, will just run straight through, and it'd be more sort of like suburban, sort of stopping little passenger trains and stuff. That little space at the end there, that's going to be for the station building, and I'm not sure if that's going to be long enough. The loud vehicle goes by. So that's going to be interesting to try and squeeze that in. What else can I show you in this shot if I zoom thing? So, as you remember last time, it was just a double platform station, which it was going to be, with and the train's just going to pass there, and that'll be it. Whereas this time, I'm obviously having the double track main line, but also here will be a bay platform for the branch. So I'm now getting sort of effectively a terminus as well as double track running line, which would be a lot more interesting to look at, I think. With a little runaround loop for it, and for shooting all the for shunting all the goods, and then obviously you got your goods lines here for your goods yard, which another live vehicle. I might have to sort of try and compact it a bit more to save a bit more space on the edge, because it's getting quite close to the edge there. So I'll move the camera around a bit and you can sort of see a bit more. So here you can probably see the other side of the camera view. So that's sort of like the start of the run round loop for this branch bay, and it only sort of runs to there-ish, somewhere around there-ish. But there will be a bigger loop using the main line for any longer goods trains that need to run around. So what we got here, this is going to be very, very interesting to try and make, but you got a single slip there that's also on a curve, so that will like really test how good I am at track building. Also, that was quickly strike, but there is another sort of loop that's going on here, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so now we've got the end of like this way, like with the where the start of the loop is for the branch bay and the goods loop. So yeah, you got the fourth line here, and this fourth line at the minute, I don't know whether you can sort of see it, but down there, let me zoom in if I can, you can sort of see there's the other end of the loop there. So the idea is very slow goods trains will come up and then come onto this line to obviously wait and let sort of express trains sort of come through, or trains with higher priority. At the minute, the length of this loop is probably about just over 5 foot, and I'm not sure that's going to be long enough. So, and I don't really want to extend it much further that way, so I don't know whether to take those 2 points out and have it as just like a reversing one, so the trains will come around, pull into the station, and then reverse into this siding and then wait. I don't know whether that would be better. I think for keeping trains on scene for longer, I think it would be better. But for the flow of things, I don't know. I'll let you have all your opinions on that one. But yeah, if I took those out, then obviously this line could be a bit longer then. It'd be as long as it needed to be, so I wouldn't have to worry about those 2 points. It'd also save me some money on pipe motors. So if I bring it back down here, so out of the branch line bay station, you got a point here, and that will take you onto the branch line. Now I've put a point on here, of which right here I was thinking just a very simple industry, just for something else to sort of model and have going on the scenery and stuff. I don't know whether to move this point down a bit further or not. That's currently in decision mode. But yeah, the idea then, you see, is that that's the end of the loop for the branch bay as well. So the idea, basically, any longer goods trains could sort of reverse the wagons onto this outer loop here that's connected to the bay platform, and then the trains would sort of run out, use that single loop to run down here, and then in, and then do the shunting for the goods yard, because the loop in the station is nowhere near as long as that. This branch line, I am trying to debate whether to keep it on the same level or whether to make it go up slightly. I'll show you why in a second. So at the end of all that whole big section, the idea is it's going to come, the main lines are going to come around this corner with the branch line out in front, and this is where I'm in a bit of a dilemma, because I'm not sure what I want to do. So I could either, if I zoom in a bit, leave these main lines out a little bit, so you've probably got like sort of 4 or 5 inch at the back there for CNX, and I can either keep it pretty much there, seeing it that in the background, and then where the branch runs out in front, sort of try and, if I brought this up a little bit, I could sort of scenic in a way that it would, how to explain it, so you sort of like, you'd look through sideways, and you'd sort of see the branch trains in the foreground at slightly higher elevation, and then behind it, through the shrubbery and all that lot, you'd probably see the top half of the trains running in the background on the main line. That would sort of give a valid reason as to why the branch is split off where it has, because of the terrain. Other option, if I keep the branch at the same sort of height as the baseboard, or even still lift it up, but if I sort of show you where these are, the other option is to take the main lines off scene, run them right at the back, really close to the back, and just hide them completely, to give a 4 foot sort of section where you can only see the branch line and see it running through the countryside with no other sort of things sort of like in the way or anything. So they're the two bits of dilemma I've got with that at the minute. So if you've got any opinions on that, that would be very useful to know, because sometimes some people have some great ideas, and some things that you might never think of, so that would be good to know. Other than that, track wise, I must admit, considering I took me to the last one, I am slightly tempted to use flexi-track for the main parts and then just make the points. But I can also sort of see the advantage to building it all to OSF standard again by hand. But if I did that, what I'd probably do, instead of individually staining each sleeper and then trying to mask the sleepers to paint the rails, I might just stick it all down in one go and then just airbrush the lot, and then try and sort of like bring out detail with weathering powders afterwards and stuff, just to sort of speed it up a lot, because it was a bit slow and painstaking last time. So yeah, that's the plan for Dexfield Mark II. Let me know what you think, and yeah, I've still got obviously a bit more planning, a bit more woodwork to do, sort of get it ready. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching, everyone, and yeah, sorry it's been so long between videos, but as you can sort of see, why I was just not really happy with the last layout. So this idea has definitely renewed my enthusiasm for it all. So it was definitely the right thing to do. It was just painful at the time to do it. I think that's everything I need to get across in this video. Hopefully I might try and see if I can improve on my audio and camera during this year, maybe if things go okay. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and hope to see you in the next one. And thank you to everyone that was been subscribed to me for sticking it out and waiting around for videos to continue. So thanks, everyone, and bye for now.